In this JavaScript function, there are 9 mistakes, and your job is to identify those 9 mistakes in a minute or two. So pause this video for a minute or two and try to figure out as many mistakes as you can. And then we will go through this JavaScript function and try to figure out those problems. Okay, so let's read this JavaScript function line by line. So here we want to display the numbers that are multiple of 3. So something like 3, 6, and 9. I will write down the numbers here. 3, 6, 9. Let's read the first line in this function. Here we are creating an array and the length of this array is 9. Here we are creating an array that should have multiples of 3. So this is an empty array, but we expect that after this JavaScript function has run, we want to populate the value to 3, 6, and 9. Now let's look at this for loop. Here we are creating a variable I and then assigning the value 0 to it. So this is the initialization part of for loop. The second part is the condition part, and the third part is the increment and decrement part. So these are the 3 different parts of a for loop. The way your for loop works is that your condition is initialized, then it's checked. Your variable is initialized, and then the condition is checked. If the condition is false, then we break out of this loop. If the condition is true, then we execute the block inside the for loop, and then once this block has ran, we increment the value of I. So here the first problem is that each part of the for loop should be separated by a semicolon, and here if you see there is a comma, so this is the first mistake. We will make it semicolon. The second part of this for loop is that it's checking the condition, and basically it would check if the value of I is less than number of length minus 1, which is 9 minus 1. I is less than 8. If the value of I is less than 8, then it will execute this for loop. If the value of I becomes 8, it will not execute this for loop. Now notice the number 9, it's at 8th index, so we will miss out this number. So the second problem is we should take out this minus 1 part, and the value of I should be less than numbers.length, which is I should be less than 9. Then we want to execute this for loop. So that's the second mistake. The third mistake is this semicolon at the end. So the for loop should not have semicolon at the end. So we will get rid of this part. So we have got 1, 2, and 3 mistakes. Let's look at the fourth mistake. Here we are directly checking the numbers. So the fourth mistake is we should check the number that is at a particular index. So numbers of I. Fifth mistake is we are checking whether the number is a multiple of true, whereas it should be 3. So that's the fifth mistake. Sixth mistake is that we are assigning this 0 to the left hand side statement, whereas we should check. So the way to check is by using triple equal. So this is our sixth mistake. Seventh mistake is that there is a semicolon after this if and parenthesis, and we should not have this semicolon after this if and then the parenthesis. So this is the seventh mistake. Eighth mistake is we are trying to push the indexes into this multiples of 3, whereas this should be numbers of I So this is the 8th mistake, and the 9th mistake is that we are returning this multiple of 3 inside this for loop. So we need to take this out of the for loop. And once all these 9 mistakes are corrected, the value of this console.log should be correct. So this is it. I hope you like this exercise. I'm going to put many more videos and we will try to learn through these code snippets.